suspicion and jealousy are profound moving forces in the universe and in history. Jonathan manages to persuade his father that David does not wish him harm. When someone is threatened by unpopularity, that person can become easily a tyrant. There is another mode of operating and gaining influence. It's that of attracting and not causing fear. That is the mode employed by the Lord. And indeed, we see that many seek His touch, and we are called to be the touch of Jesus. He has no limbs but ours. In this week, there is much prayer about to start over the Christian globe for healing within the mystical body. And yet, we need to understand that the truth is not to be negotiated when it comes to seeking authentic unity. For it is unity in the Logos, and the Logos is not divided. There is, however, a profound unity on the spiritual level, the level of the soul. In that mystic bonding that lovers of Jesus find when gazing together into the same eyes. And the truth of the matter is that our soul can be actually closer spiritually to brethren who love Jesus a lot in other Christian bodies where they are genuinely seeking the truth, the light, and following it as far as they have it. But as in the case of Newman, if they continue to want it more, they will be shown the fullness, for the fullness goes towards the one full truth, which is not divided. But our baptism does open the door to grace, and in that grace we share a divine life. And that divine life can be exercised and lived by our brethren across the world very well in their own modalities. And so we need to be careful of spiritual pride. Being theologically more complete doesn't always mean being spiritually more complete. And that's where a certain spiritual ecumenism could be well looked into. The way we think about our brethren and talk about them indicates what we actually think inside. We can presume that because we have the full sacramental system, we are superior. Our superior is in the superiority of the truth and the life of the church that we possess. But individually, we may not be living it to the same extent as brethren of ours who have less, but are truly loving Jesus a lot. So that is a basis of authentic ecumenism, which is not negotiating the truth. We need to be careful to understand completely the nature of this week. It is not just a dumbing down of bits that don't really matter. It's actually a swelling up of encounter and love in what does matter, above all, Jesus in the midst. the martyrs knew what they were dying for. And we must be careful not to trample on the blood of the martyrs by behaving as though, for instance, the real presence didn't matter, or that Our Lady could just be put aside in the interests of having all in common. That too happens a lot, for instance in shared prayer. What happens there is that anything specifically Catholic has to be jettisoned immediately. So there is a problem, e.g. in marrying outside our own faith. It is a halting marriage. One cannot share all the bits, and that is tragic, especially when children arrive. If we love our God, we love His truth. We love Jesus in His fullness. And so, by instinct, we want to share it. And that then can lead to arguments, unpeacefulness. It is better to have all if we want to share our whole life with someone until we meet Jesus, the one Jesus that is in the midst. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus,